I get to be an olive tree to illustrate it. I am sure glad I'm not a tree. I like traveling around and looking at things. But olive tree. I've only got a couple of branches, but just figure a whole bunch of them. And when Jesus comes on the scene, do all of the Israelites accept him as their Lord and Savior? Do some of them? Yes. So what happens for unbelief, some of them are broken off or pruned off. I mean, every year I go out to my fruit trees and I clean out the dead branches and those that aren't doing well and get rid of them. Keep the tree healthier and growing better, giving better fruit. So, but some of them stay because they're good branches. But then God looks at the wild olive trees and there are some Gentiles that have belief. And he takes those Gentiles and he grafts them into the tree. And there are some Jewish branches laying on the ground, unbelieving Jewish branches. And they're looking up at the tree and they're seeing this Gentile, and this Gentile is producing fruit and doing really well. And they, that's not right, that's my spot. Maybe I should accept Jesus as Lord and Savior of my life. And they accept Jesus, and God picks them up, grafts them right back in, and they do really well because they're a natural fit, right? And so after time comes along, you've got more and more Jewish branches, more and more Gentile branches. But everybody in God's olive tree, his Israel, is what? Of faith. Because he's broken off the unbeliever. That's what it says. And it said, all Israel is saved. That includes the Gentiles. You know, in Ezekiel, it said, Gentiles that have faith will be considered part of Israel. So he's just following through on it. But back to Revelation 7 and 14, the 144,000. It's the same thing there. Let's take a look. He heard the number. He didn't see them yet. But a little bit later in the chapter, after he goes through the whole 12,000 thing again, we find, after these things I looked. He heard about it, the 12,000. Now he sees. And behold, a great multitude which no one could number of all nations. Whoa. The Israel that he hears about, when he sees them, they're actually made up of people from everywhere, just like the olive tree in Romans 11. It's the same thing. I looked, and behold, a great multitude which no one could number, of all nations, tribes, peoples, and tongues, standing before the throne and before the Lamb, clothed with white robes. By the way, it goes on and tells you, why are their robes white? Because they've been cleansed in the blood of the Lamb. Just like the olive tree, they all have faith in Jesus. And palm branches in their hands. Now, let's go back to Israel, and you're going to find out how this makes sense. When Israel becomes a nation, as they're coming into the promised land, in Deuteronomy, Moses lays out conditions for them. If you want to know why they keep getting kicked out of the land of Israel, it's because of these conditions. Now it shall come to pass, if you diligently obey the voice of the Lord your God, to observe carefully all his commandments, which I command you today, that the Lord your God will set you high above all the nations of the earth, and all these blessings shall come upon you and overtake you, because you obey the voice of the Lord your God. I love the wording here. If you're obedient, you're going to be overtaken with blessings. No matter how hard you run, the blessings are going to catch up to you anyway. How'd you like to be overwhelmed with blessings? Sounds pretty good, doesn't it? But, oops, that's not so good. But it shall come to pass, if you do not obey the voice of the Lord your God to observe carefully all his commandments and all his statutes which I command you today, that all these curses will come upon you and overtake you. You can run, but you can't hide. The curses will catch up. Would you rather curses catching up or blessings? Live accordingly.